The Wizarding World has an estimated 32.6 billion USD in total revenue across all platforms. That's just slightly below the MCU's 38 billion USD, but well above Spider-Man, Batman, Lord of the Rings, and James Bond, rounding out the top 10 highest grossing media franchises. Set across multiple formats from the books to movies, Broadway, and video games, it's hard to deny the impact Harry Potter has had on an entire generation. I can't deny I'm a big fan, from being at the midnight screening for the Deathly Hallows Part 2 to my first time excitedly turning over the pages of Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. I was lucky enough to receive the first 4 books for one very amazing birthday. I was either a really good kid or my parents wanted to keep me quiet for long periods of time. Hell, even my slightly bogan father loudly proclaims Harry Potter as his favourite movie series. Unfortunately, outside of the Philosopher's Stone on the PS1, my experiences with the Harry Potter video game series are minimal, but I've been patiently waiting for that one day where I'd finally get to play out all my wizarding fantasies, dueling dark wizards, encountering fantastic creatures, and being the best bloody seeker around. Enter Hogwarts Legacy, first revealed at the launch of the current console generation and a game seemingly made for me. Yet, with the recent PlayStation Showcase finally throwing open the doors of the Great Hall, I somehow came away far less excited than I ever expected to be. This isn't going to be a video discussing the graphics or resolution. With the price of video games costing more and more, we need to hold titles to a higher standard. In this video, I'm going to share my thoughts and concerns for the upcoming portkey game's Hogwarts Legacy. The problem with prequels. The biggest issue any prequel faces, be it movie, video game, or TV series, are the stakes. Since we already know what will happen to our characters and our setting, any overarching goal our heroes face is limited by us, the audience, already knowing the outcome. Star Wars Rogue One tackled this brilliantly by telling a story within a story. Hogwarts Legacy, which takes place in the 19th century, aims to tell a tale of ancient magic and a goblin uprising, a powerful foe threatening the wizarding world. But we've seen and read Harry Potter, so we know that no matter what obstacle we face in the game, no matter how serious and how dire we're told the situation is, we automatically know everything will be just fine, simply by the mere existence of Harry Potter. Any tension Avalanche Studios hopes to build has been softened and flushed away. Hopefully, by the end of the game, we'll understand what happens to this ancient and powerful magic, something that may have been useful when battling Voldemort. A sequel is a far better idea, so why a prequel? I think there's 2 possible explanations, the first and foremost being money. If Hogwarts Legacy were to follow the lives of Hogwarts students in a post-Voldemort world, the Harry Potter community would demand nothing less than the original cast voice their characters, even if it was just a cameo in a scripted sequence. That's not to say you need cameos. A Hogwarts game set 200 years in the future would work perfectly fine, and by virtue the stakes would carry more weight. So, the answer seems obvious, right? Unfortunately not, and this brings me to my second reason for the prequel decision. Either this has something to do with J.K. Rowling or Warner Brothers. Everyone's favourite transphobe may have material tucked away for a Harry Potter sequel series if her other ventures begin to fail. Or perhaps Warner has a plan for a Harry Potter movie universe, since the DCU is falling apart. Either way, we won't know for years to come, but producing a video game with actual characters from the books would therefore be considered canon. That could certainly complicate or ruin any executive's carefully schemed ideas. It's not like you could just, create a sequel series with the game story in mind, could you? The combat. In all fairness to Hogwarts Legacy and Avalanche Studios, we have no footage or information surrounding the systems and tools we'll be working with during combat encounters, but I've been imagining how that could work and how it would feel based on what we've seen. Maybe there's a weapon wheel for spells, although unlikely based on the footage. Perhaps then we cycle through different spells on the D-pad, one direction for offense, one for defense, etc. Or maybe we'll have the choice of 4 or 5 offensive spells that we cycle through. We'd be able to customize or equip our favorites, similar to loadouts in a shooter. All that mystery aside, combat does look fun, if not slightly sluggish. Either way, I'm sure anybody witch or wizard will have a great time dueling. The base building. The base building mechanic is odd, and I'm not entirely sure if its addition is necessary. Avalanche have gone on record to loudly proclaim that there's zero microtransactions in the game, but this building system seems prime for finessing players out of every last dollar. All that said, what purpose does this have to the overall experience? It feels like something added on rather than something designed with purpose. Is it because of the Fantastic Beasts movies, or is it legitimate fan service? Honestly, I'm disappointingly reminded of Biomutant, a game that had bits and pieces of other successful games haphazardly incorporated into an open world so empty that it made Ubisoft blush. Picture playing Hogwarts Legacy. What do you see? Flying over the land on your broom, battling dark forces, or simply exploring fantasy's most infamous school? Where does this base building fit into a single player narrative? Is it just excess fat? Where's Harry? Of course, I'm not saying that Harry Potter is necessary for any story within a world so rich with lore as the wizarding world is, but even as I write this script, my mind still wants to call the game Harry Potter Hogwarts Legacy. But if we take a closer look, it's really all in the wording. Legacy. In other words, the legacy of Hogwarts. For me, this immediately invokes the legacy left behind by Harry, Hermione, and Ron. As we've already said, Hogwarts Legacy was not considered enough of a profitable financial investment to turn into a sequel. Instead, what if we changed the name? Instead of Legacy, how about a Hogwarts Saga, Hogwarts Dawn, or Hogwarts Genesis? I'll be honest, they are all terrible sounding ideas, but they convey the game's narrative setting, while distancing themselves from our magical Three Musketeers. It allows the game to stand on its own 2 feet without the pressure of cameos or involving characters from the books. The music. This is going to be short, but the music didn't have the same impact as the movies. It felt light and cautious, rather than grand and whimsical. Certainly an area I hope gets much needed attention. Am I excited for Hogwarts Legacy? Undoubtedly. Is my excitement as high as it was before the trailer? Absolutely not. I'm not for pre-ordering games, however there are certain studios I'll make an exception for. FromSoft, Larian, Santa Monica. Before the trailer, I would have been straight out to JB Hi-Fi and pre-ordered the snitch out of the bastard. As it stands now, we need more footage, a demo, or an actual gameplay trailer with visible UI so we can better understand how the game will feel rather than just how it looks. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. If you didn't, please let me know down below. Either way, I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you very much. We'll see you later.
Perhaps you'd be good enough to blast each other to pieces on your own time.
In addition to classes and spells.